Friends, regret becomes meaningless when one keeps thinking, "This shouldn't have happened. I should have done something differently. I should have found a solution, taken advice, or used my intelligence." This type of regret is useless because it's an attempt to change the past, something that is impossible no matter how hard you try. Trying to rewrite the past only increases anxiety. However, regret can be incredibly valuable if one learns from it and strives to improve oneself, because you are not your past. You are not yet fully formed. You are constantly becoming. You are the future waiting to be shaped. So, if you take lessons from your mistakes and work on self-improvement, that is the kind of regret that truly matters. In today's story, I will share some ways to help you move beyond past mistakes and become a new and better version of yourself. These methods can be life-changing for those who doubt themselves, remain tangled in negative thoughts, or are haunted by past actions. So, let's begin with a story. Once upon a time, there was a monk who had been practicing for many years, determined to find the truth at all costs. 30 years had passed, yet he felt no control over his mind. Whenever he saw beautiful women, his thoughts would become impure. Whenever he sat alone, regret consumed him. He would think, "Why did I become a monk? I could have earned money, built a family, had children, and lived a life full of joy. But I gave up all these comforts to live in the jungle." These thoughts made him highly negative. He became short-tempered, envious of successful people, and tormented by a range of emotions. His frustrations grew to the point where he decided to end his life. Standing on the edge of a cliff, he looked down and thought, "If only I had made better choices, sought advice, or used my intelligence, I wouldn't be here, contemplating suicide." Just as he was about to jump, another monk arrived at the scene. Observing the situation, the older monk shouted, "Where you are about to leave from, you will have to start all over again. Think carefully." The younger monk, irritated, retorted, "Why would I have to start from the same place? This time, I won't make the same mistakes." Tears streaming down his face, he added, "I admit I've made mistakes in ignorance, but I've learned valuable lessons from them. The tragedy is, those mistakes can't be undone." Hearing this, the older monk laughed heartily. As thunder cracked across the sky, he shouted, "No one can change the past because time never comes back. Foolish are those who think they can rewrite their history. The wisest people understand that mistakes are essential for growth and experience." Do you know why mistakes are necessary? The older monk continued, "Because only through mistakes do we discover our flaws and strive to become better. If you don't recognize your weaknesses, how will you improve? Mistakes reveal what we need to work on. A life without mistakes is a life without growth." The younger monk listened attentively as the older monk explained, "Parents who never let their children make mistakes rob them of the opportunity to learn. Life is a battlefield, and mistakes are what make us warriors. Those who run away from their mistakes are cowards. Life is about moving forward, falling, crying, but never stopping." Today, I will share 5 ways to turn your mistakes into strengths, said the older monk. "But first, banish all thoughts of suicide from your mind and come here to discuss this with me." Reluctantly, the younger monk stepped back from the cliff, thinking, "I was about to die anyway. I might as well listen to what this monk has to say." The older monk wasted no time and began explaining the first method. First, understand the reason behind your mistakes. Was it due to pressure, a person, or your own selfish desires? Identify the cause. If someone betrayed you, perhaps you trusted them too much. Once you pinpoint the cause, you'll understand your weaknesses. And once you know the reason, you can prevent it from happening again. Mistakes don't cause pain. Repeating them does. Pain comes when we doubt our ability to learn from mistakes. But once you take lessons from them, life becomes easier. The second method, he explained, is to ask yourself, who was I before I made this mistake, and how has it changed me? Reflect on the lessons you've learned and the new insights you've gained about yourself. For instance, some people feel betrayed and think, "Why did this happen to me?" But in truth, their sensitive nature led them to trust easily, and that trust resulted in betrayal. Understanding yourself better is the key to avoiding similar mistakes. The third method is to make a firm resolution. "I will never repeat this mistake." The older monk explained, "There are three types of people: those who learn from others' mistakes, those who learn from their own, and those who keep making the same mistakes." Life is like a river. It only flows forward. Mistakes should teach you new lessons, not be repeated. The fourth method is recognizing that we often sense a mistake before it happens. The universe gives us subtle warnings, but we ignore them. If you pay attention to these signals, you can stop the mistake before it occurs. As you learn from your past, your understanding deepens, and you mature into a more mindful and wiser person. Finally, the fifth and most important method. Once you've learned from your mistakes, become a guide for others. Share your experiences to help others avoid the same pitfalls. When you help others, you become a better person, filled with compassion and wisdom. This is the ultimate act of service and is considered the highest virtue in spiritual teachings. Hearing these words, the younger monk fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. He thanked the older monk for giving his life a new direction. Together, they returned to the monastery. Friends, this story teaches us that we cannot change our past, but we can shape our future. By learning from our mistakes and working to improve ourselves, we can create a meaningful and fulfilling life. If you found this story helpful, please let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more inspiring stories. Until next time, take care, and remember, mistakes are stepping stones to a better future. Thank you, and Namo Buddhaya.